There is nothing funnier than the political bigotry and derision and snottiness that has been shown to us, one of the most peace-loving, constructive, wonderful political gatherings in the recent history of America. And they can't handle it. Well, if they're having a tough time handling the Tea Party day, they really ain't gonna like Election Day. So, with a thought or two about what we're up against and dealing with what we have to deal with, here's just a wonderful gentleman. He delivered our invocation, did such a great job. Another man who is very, very steeped. I love the tea imagery. He is steeped in experience and had a whole lot to do with putting this entire thing together. Please welcome back James Dickey.
Thanks, Mark. Yeah, we thought you guys might get a kick out of some of the things that have been said to us on our website. Now, we didn't promote any of this. We didn't publish any of this because we frankly didn't believe that they deserved anyone else's attention. But we thought it might be fun to talk about a little bit of it today and maybe even suggest some potential responses. So here's a nice message from Dave. Let's all be honest. This is not some grassroots movement. This is totally an anti-Obama activity. That's the only group of people who will be attending these events. Please give us all a break with the laughable, nonpartisan descriptions. So let's start with point number one. Everybody who's an elected official that's here today, how about you guys raise your hand? Okay, everybody who's not an elected official? Yeah! If you've been to our website, hopefully you caught the navigation bar. It's very up at the top. One of the tabs is our principles, and hopefully you had a chance to look at our principles and see what we stand for. We're very clear about what we stand for, and I hate to break it to the president, but his name was nowhere on that page. From our principles, government at all levels must learn to live within its means. Can you guys get behind that? And you might notice we said at all levels. That means it's probably not a good idea to borrow to build a $500 million hotel. And it's definitely not a good idea to print money and borrow to spend a few $1 trillion. The other thing Dave missed off our page of principles was that we are very clear that we are debating positions and policies, not demonizing people or groups. The other side does just fine at that. Thank you very much. Okay, we got one from someone who was so proud of what they were saying they didn't choose to even leave a first name. This is ridiculous. The founding fathers started the revolution because of taxation without representation. Everyone should realize the majority of Americans are receiving tax cuts under Obama's administration. Why should the average American march for the richest people who can voice their own concerns? Okay, so let's try this one. How many here, if you're willing, and hey, if you do, God bless you, I hope you raise your hand, I'd love to meet you. Did you make more than $1 million in net income last year? We just filed taxes. Anybody? No? No? Yeah. They got the point all wrong. This is not about what tax rate someone else pays. It's about the whole philosophy of building a government on stealing from successful people and spreading it to everybody else. And I'm still waiting for my tax cut. Okay, then we had a nice gentleman named Bruce who said, one of our nice visitors said, I can't wait for the Tea Party. It's time we take our country back. And Bruce said, take the country back from what? You guys had your shot and made a huge mess. Do you want to return to the Bush years? Could be worse. But my response was, no, we want to return to the Reagan years. And seriously, how many here think that Bush screwed up with the first TARP bill? Yeah! We want to return not to the Bush years. We want to return to a government that doesn't take over private companies and tell people how much money they can make. Yeah. We had another lovely anonymous commenter who said, hey, why is this thinking just now riling up people? Why are you all being so divisive instead of asking what you can do for your country? Nothing Barack Obama has done in any way violates your principles. Now, I didn't make it personal, but obviously he didn't read the principles page. Bailing out auto companies today is just as bad an idea as bailing out buggy companies would have been in 1920. And I don't know about you, but most of us opposed that idea when it was a Bush administration idea. Look at the last one. From a lovely gentleman named Joe, who said, is part of the anger that Obama is half black? Oh, it gets better. Come on, there were no protests during the reign of Bush. You know, Joe, that's really sad. You know, with a divided Congress and a militant press, I'm not really sure how Joe figured Bush was reigning over anything. I would refer Joe back to our principles. We will support any leader who agrees with those principles. And any leader who will forward those principles. We will oppose any leader who does not. Color, creed, income, and political party don't factor into the equation. Okay, so that's some of the fun we've been having behind the scenes. I can't wait to see what we have there tomorrow. You know, there's been a lot of talk lately comparing our current very difficult economy with the Great Depression. And yeah, the economy is not as strong as it could have been if government hadn't pushed banks into making irresponsible and unprofitable loans. But today's economy is as far from the Great Depression as our current Congress's spending is from responsible leadership.